So if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I did not expect this out of Angry Joe at all. So Angry Joe reacted to Dragon Age. He didn't react. He did a review of Dragon Age Veilguard, and he absolutely hated it. He hated it more than me, which was surprising because he actually, it's not that surprising. He also really didn't like Inquisition. I'll be honest. I enjoyed Veilguard more than I enjoyed Inquisition, but I enjoyed it for the gameplay. If I was going to rate it as a Dragon Age game, it'd be, probably worse than Angry Joe because it wasn't a Dragon Age game. It had no Dragon Age in it, and it was terrible. But Angry Joe made his review, and now Asmongold has reacted to his review. So we're gonna watch Asmongold react.
Angry Joe gave Dragon Age to Veilguard a 3 out of 10.
It's finally done.
So it hurt him, bro.
That's the first thing he says. The first thing he says is, "Wow, it caused physical damage." Oh, that's beautiful.
He got hurt from this game. Damn. That's
fucked
fucked
him up, bro.
Thank you for your patience, guys. This one really hurt me mentally and physically. I did not want to play this. I didn't want to finish it, and we got it through.
Wow.
So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you to our sponsors, G Fuel, for definitely helping me get through this game.
I'll be honest. Part of the only reason why I finished the game was because I had already bought it. And I had spent more than 2 hours on stream playing it. And so I couldn't refund it. If not, I would have probably refunded it after the first hour. Just because right? But I played it on stream for 3 hours. You know? Nobody is interested in the game. But I am glad that Joe made his review because people want to know what he has to say.
The links
And I'm glad that G Fuel gave him the strength to persevere.
down below for a % off discount over the holidays. Pick a tub up. That's all they like to do is show shoulder. Oh my God, that was scandalous.
The fact that we went in Inquisition from full topless scenes to Veilguard, which is just over the shoulder stuff, like.
Ooh, a little shoulder there.
I want to see the
most
rating.
you'll get though.
Let's get the rating.
A Tosh butt.
Yeah, just the least attractive character in the gang,
Cheeks.
including the 50-year-old man.
What this version of Dragon Age is.
Not suggesting
Butt
we
cheeks.
venture into mutual domesticity.
Sexy growls, sometimes a little bit.
Tash growls so unsexily. So unsexy. Like, you can tell that whoever voiced those growls has never growled sexily in their life. It's just, the fuck? What are you doing? Get out of here.
Bits of fire and love bites.
That sounds really great to me.
Ew. Growl sexily. No, get out of here. Darkspawn ghoul looking at.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
The final verdict for Dragon Age The Veilguard is a 3 out of 10. This is below average.
I gave it a 5 in my opinion. Initially it was like a 7. As the story progressed, it kind of started to wear on. It had a good ending. It finished well, I think. I think it finished well. But getting there, the fuck you mean you got a book club? You're saving the world. Get back to fucking work. Like there's a blight there's a super blight going on. You're out here starting a book club? What? Get back to work. Fuck.
For a Dragon Age, there are a few good bits here and there.
3 out. Damn. So he actually did.
Yeah.
I guess the lighting looks great.
You just know, like, Bioware blacklisted him. Bioware blacklisted him.
The hair, impressive.
Yep. I will say, the character creator, the character creator is the best of any Dragon Age game, right? I am of the opinion that they didn't need to add, like, the body type sliders, the stuff on the body, like, they didn't need to add any of that. They just didn't. None of it gets shown in the game, so stupid to have it on. I guess it's shown by some outfits, so I guess. But the face, which is the only thing you could customize in previous Dragon Age games, best in the franchise, right? Best character creator in the franchise. Unfortunately, you're done with that after the vast majority of people are done with that after 30 minutes. And then when you actually get to the game, whereas in Origins, you get a mission to introduce you to your character. In this one, you get a paragraph of what you would have played in Origins. And then you get thrown into the first mission. Really? Ugh.
There's some cool vistas to show
they're
off
okay.
that look good. And some of the music really does the heavy lifting here.
I do see all the dark spawn. A cool biome.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit
Yeah,
here.
that's cool.
Like I said, the lighting and the smoke effects are some of the best parts.
I remember this part.
You done fucked it up.
Yep.
And I think I actually like Dragon Age as a franchise less now.
No, I don't like Dragon Age any less than I did before. Veilguard did not affect at all my enjoyment of Dragon Age for one reason, right? Veilguard is not a Dragon Age game.
It's done damage.
By the way, like and subscribe. You know, I have more hot takes throughout the video, I'm sure.
To the license,
You're right.
in my opinion.
You're
And
100%
I'm
right.
not sure I'd be excited about another one.
Me neither, honestly. The best part about Veilguard is the fact that it made the Inquisition fans admit that Origins is still the best Dragon Age game.
So, they'd have to create a dagger of their own.
Who cares?
But they too lost this one, and they also had to create another one
They had to make another dagger.
Dagger.
of their own.
Ugh! Get me out of here. And apparently BioWare feels the same.
Yep.
Because there is absolutely
No plans for DLC. The game underperformed. You're not getting any more Veilguard content. It's dead.
no DLC coming for this game.
Good.
They are done with it. They're already moving on. That tells
Thank you. I feel like that's what a lot of people want. Also, like, I'm gonna be real. When I heard there was like rumors that this game was supposed to be like a live service game,
Yeah.
everything
in the game makes sense immediately. The 3-man squads, the fact the way the game plays, more action focused. Yeah, the way everybody has magic all the time. Seriously, whoever made that decision, just throw them out the room. Oh, it's Dragon Age, but now everybody can do magical shit. Like you have this shield that you throw and then it comes back. Get out of here.
thing about
Go back to fucking Marvel.
the game made a lot.
Warriors are Captain America. Get out of here. You can create a hammer out of it. Get out of here. You can create a scythe out of it. Get out of here.
Lot more sense because the game doesn't play like a single player game. It plays like a session based live service like looter shooter.
Even down to the end of the mission where it gives you like this thing in the center of the screen that's like, this is what you just did in your mission because you were too distracted talking to your friends.
Game. That's the way it really plays like.
Like shit.
So yeah. I feel like they totally fucked up.
Yep.
tells you something right there. But scary enough, they're moving on to
Mass Effect.
But scary enough, they're moving
He was so tweaked out he left that in.
on to Mass Effect.
Andromeda already came out, dude. Andromeda's already been out. Right, you're... Although, they did say that the teams are completely different. None of the writers are the same, apparently. I don't know if that's true. None of the devs are the same. Don't know if that's true. But, I will say, all of these things that they put in Veilguard and that don't do well in Dragon Age, they actually fit pretty well in Mass Effect, because it's always been more of a shooter RPG than just a pure RPG. Dragon Age was pure RPG. Mass Effect was more of a shooter.
Ooh.
So, I'll be honest, if they just do minus the dialogue, seriously, whoever wrote the companion dialogue and whoever wrote the dialogue, fire them. Actually, they already did. Never mind. They fired them before the game came out. Probably because they looked at this like, this is what you wrote? Fuck out of here.
Worried that they're going to destroy that franchise
will.
next.
Probably.
They probably will.
Keep in mind,
Why would they not?
Andromeda's been out for a while. They already did.
Only time will tell. I hope that that is not the case, because I will never forgive Bioware, ever. Actually, I don't even forgive them for making me like Dragon Age less now. So, there you have it. One of the biggest disappointments of the year for me.
From the enemy design to the companions to honestly the companion design. Like, seriously, how are you going to put Nev in the game? She's dressed all fancy. She's an investigator. She's a powerful mage. And then her parents were dock workers? What? We're talking about Tevinter. They do mage eugenics. No. Anybody who could have the genes to make a mage is already a noble. So if anything, Nev should have been like halfway through the story. It's revealed that like, oh yeah, no, she's not from the docks. She's actually related to the Archon. Oh, you know, like something like that. People were hypothesizing all that stuff. People were hyped as fuck about her story, and then nope, nothing. Just a nothing burger. The hell? Really? She's just a nobody. Okay. Why is she here? Oh, she's an investigator. Ooh. She worked with Merrick one time. Ooh. Get out of here. Boring ass story. Boring ass characters. Boring. Why is Harding here? Oh, because she was in the Inquisition. So is Dagna. You want to know who actually should have unlocked the power of the Titans? Fucking Dagna.
Tend to like
You still got a whole other month left.
Ugh.
Let me know what you thought of Dragon Age the Veilguard. If you thought it was a masterpiece, an excellent writing. And
the only people who thought that Veilguard was a masterpiece are people who live on Twitter.
the most amazing
That's
combat
it.
you ever
Nobody
played.
else liked it.
And if you think that maybe they'll do a better job with Mass Effect,
Of course they're gonna do it.
I don't think that the game deserves like the 30% rating that it has on Google or on IGN or whatever. I don't think it deserves that. I said IGN. Doesn't matter. It has like a really low rating. On Steam, it has a mixed rating. I think it has like a 50% rating. So it's like I think that's much better, much more accurate towards it.
Do a better job. Of course they will, because they learn from their mistakes and they're gonna improve, right?
please.
They will if this bombs. Here's the thing, guys. You want games to get better. Do not buy the bad game. Even to talk shit. Even to review. Do not buy them. Just don't buy them. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just don't buy the game. It just comes down to that. If you don't like the game, if you're a reviewer, if you're a content creator, obviously buy the game, let people know, right? But if you're just a citizen, if you're just a civilian, if you're just like not involved in all this, and you do not like the direction something is going, do not buy it. It's the best thing you can do. Just don't buy it. Watch it flop. Veilguard did.
For sure.
Like, and here's the thing. The most copies that it could have sold by every metric, by every math that's been done, is 1 million copies. Considering the game was in development for 10 years, the game had all sorts of costs attached to it. Like, I think the estimate that some people made was like 250 mil, right? 250 million, just dev cost. And then another 100 mil for commercialization and all that stuff. So with that, that's 350 million development cost. If it only sold 1 million copies, $70 price tag, and then roughly 30% of that, I think, goes to Steam, which is the norm. So like, what's 30%? They're getting $49 per sale. So they're getting they've got a total of 41 mil. So just over 1/10 of their production cost. Yeah, this game bombed. The game bombed, and that's a good thing.
Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Fuck, man.
It's stressful.
Dragon Age? This is Dragon Age now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
They reboot the whole thing.
They do.
I don't think they need to reboot the whole thing. That's my opinion. I don't think they need to reboot the whole thing. You know what they need to do? They need to rewind the clock. And they need to let us play the adventure that the hero for Weldon went on. That's what they need to let us play. You know the Magister side reel? We need to go hunt those guys as the hero for Eldon. That's it. That's what we need to be doing.
The whole fucking thing. Do you
By
want
the way,
Oh man, this intro skit that he did.
what an annoying fucking boss.
I was so over leveled for that boss. I killed it in 3 hits each time. So over leveled.
This is one of the most
Because like by the time I fought this thing, I was like level 40. I had killed the level 50 dragon in the Fade. I think I had killed every single dragon by then. And I was just I think I had finished most of the secondary content by then, so I was like super high level. This thing starts, I've already figured out all the tech as a warrior. I've got all sorts of things to like spike my damage. I was still doing a fire build. I hadn't gone into my end game build yet, which was high armor, high resistance, and then turn that into extra damage, and then just go pure physical damage with the edge, or whatever the hell it was called, the one that reduces enemy armor with each hit, and then when they have no armor, you deal an additional 50% damage. So like my damage would just spike. And then I had the Grey Warden shield to add my my armor to my damage, and the Grey Warden hammer to add my resistance to my damage. And I was just stomping shit, right?
unfun bosses I've ever done in my life.
But yeah, like I've heard people like talk about how, and by the way, I was playing on Nightmare. I've heard people talk about how unfun this boss fight was because it was just slow and took way too damn long.
I hated this shit so much.
But to me, it was just like, it took no time
absolute trash.
I was over leveled as
Watch the whole thing. No, I can't watch the whole thing. We got too many other things to look at today.
Do you want Elganon and Gillenane to be defeated?
Yeah, but I want my book back. The Ancient Ballad of Elganon and Gillenane.
1344? Okay.
1344. What was that?
I picked a warrior, and goddamn,
Yes! Yes, it's so fucking bad. Oh my god.
I agree that Warrior is bad, but to me, Warrior is bad because it's like, why the fuck am I doing magic? Why do I have a shield that I throw and then it comes back? Why do I, like, when I where's Mighty Blow? Where's Shield Bash? Like, I guess Shield Bash is just a regular attack now, but like, what the hell? Where are these abilities that were iconic to the class? Right? Where is this stuff? Where is this stuff? And they just took it out. Like, yeah, that's why I say Veilguard isn't a Dragon Age game.
God. Holy shit. It's the most annoying fucking thing.
seriously dreaded some of the combat in this game. Sure, there are some cool combos to discover between companions.
The combos in Veilguard are the worst in the series.
Sure.
And a big branching tree progression.
Seriously. Every companion had the same setup. They had a setup ability, a primer ability, a detonator ability, a third ability, which would apply some form of status effects or deal extra damage or whatever, but like, yeah, status effects, whatever. Then they'd have a healing ability, even the warriors, which usually was either an invulnerability or a taunt. I think, no, it was a taunt that healed. And then a support ability, which would apply a positive status effect to you. With the mage, it was haste or speed, like it would slow everybody else down instead of speeding you up. With the rogue, it was extra damage, and with the warrior, was invulnerability.
That unlocks.
Every companion was the exact same, except for damage type, except for the warriors because they're both fire. But Tash deals extra damage against dragons, so.
More abilities, but if you pick anything other than the normal difficulty, like hard or harder, you're gonna be tearing your hair.
I did not have this problem. I am, however, built different. Okay, I was able to figure out how to deal damage, and I was dealing damage. The final fight against Elgar'nan took me like 2 minutes. Right, I even put the video up on YouTube. Took me like 2 minutes. I was pumping, and that's on nightmare difficulty.
Out and how fucking spongy enemies are later.
But it did annoy me how enemies would sometimes just fucking ignore your attacks. Like, if you have so many games do this. An enemy with a ranged weapon will just stand there, fucking like this. You're hitting him on the fucking head, and they're just like this against you. And like, what the fuck? Cut that out. Defend yourself. Run away. Dodge. Hit me back. Don't shoot me.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, this encounter was like fast as fuck for me because I was doing fire damage and I was doing the. I would do 2 attacks with the sword and shield, and then switch to the two-hander and finish with a charged final attack, which would just deal so much damage it would clear everything else. Like, I was dealing damage. I was pumping. I had no problems with damage. Also that.
Spawn. Behemoth.
Yeah.
See, he's not pumping. He's not doing the charge attacks. He doesn't have the right passes.
So boring.
He doesn't have the right passes, so he's not pumping. And he's doing necrotic damage against Darkspawn, so the Darkspawn are more resistant to him. And by the way, another thing. Necrotic? What damage type is that? That's not Dragon Age. No, Dragon Age has 5 damage types. Elemental damage types. Fire, cold, lightning, nature, and spirit.
It's exciting.
Not as fun as it should be. It looks probably visually fun to y'all, maybe, but
maybe. He said maybe.
Doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look visually that great. And the reason why it doesn't look that visually great is because none of the abilities look intuitive for an audience member.
They are simply not fun to fight.
No, go to the spider. I thought this guy was fine, by the way. This boss was fine.
Yeah,
yeah. Why does it look like you're just walking around?
I played this on stream. It wasn't that bad.
No, go.
Defeat.
No,
not this one. No, he's not showing it.
I don't think he showed the spider fight.
My
Diogo looks so goofy. I fucking hate the Darkspawn in this game.
Y'all thought that's what it was. Nah, he's not showing it. Here's the thing. This game did suck. But I think it's a 6 out of 10 game. Like, so...
To me, it was a 5 out of 10.
Angry Joe is probably...
Joe hated the fuck out of it, right? Because it affected his enjoyment of the rest of the series, so that's why he gave it a 3 out of 10. But yeah, it's a 5 out of 10 game. It's mid. A bad mid. And by the way, I also was like, it's probably like a 6 out of 10. And then I actually sat down and thought about it, like, combat is like a 6, story's like a 5, companions are a 0, 2 because of Emmerich. Yeah, no, I want to say it's a 6, but I can't justify the 6, right? I wanted it to at least be a 6, but it's not. It's a 5. It's a 5 out of 10. And it sucks, right? It sucks. Like, Dragon Age 2 had bad combat, especially for warriors, because of the way that the resistances were what defined how much damage you dealt. And it sucked, dude. You couldn't deal damage as a warrior unless you, especially on higher difficulties, unless you had the DLCs, because only then could you get the elemental weapons as a warrior. Barring that, you had to wait until Act 3 to have elemental weapons, which is the thing that actually lets you deal damage. What the fuck, dude? Why? Why did you do that? You should not have done that. You should have thought about that and then gone, no, I'm not going to do that. Right? Or if you are going to do that, you need to add enemies that are resistant to elemental damage, but weak to physical damage. That way the warrior can still shine. That way the rogue can still shine, even though the rogue would still deal so much fucking damage because they just did so much damage that they just, kill things anyway. But the warrior doesn't deal that much damage per hit. Stupid, by the way, in Dragon Age 2. Because like the whole point of it is you've got the rogue archer who is safe in the back, so he's not dealing a lot of damage, but he's dealing continuous damage. So like he's hitting you like this, and eventually this wears you down, right? And then you've got the rogue in melee with 2 daggers, not healing super hard, but he's doing this, right? So he's gonna burst you down eventually. And then you've got the warrior with the big stick, and then he swings it hard as fuck. Bonk! And then he deals like less damage than the rogue does with his daggers. What? Why would I play a warrior then? For the AoE? What? AoE in Dragon Age 2 is awful because everything does friendly fire. You're killing your whole team every time you do an ability. It's terrible. Dragon Age 2 gameplay is awful. The story's good. Story's peak, right? Gameplay in Dragon Age 2 is awful. Gameplay in Dragon Age Inquisition is worse still, because it's not even fun when you get it to work, right? Dragon Age 2 gameplay is fun when you get it working, when you figure it out, when you have the ability to deal damage. It's fun, even as a warrior, right? You play as a sword and shield warrior at the start, and then you get the good two-handed weapons, and you switch to two-handing in Act 3. It's shitty, but it still feels good to play, right? But then in Inquisition, that's not even the case. Everything is spongy as hell. There's no way for you to just deal a lot of damage. The best Dragon Age game continues to be Origins. Solid 9 out of 10 game when it came out. Right now, it's a bit of an 8 out of 10 game. It does need a little bit of a graphical no, I wouldn't even say like it needs a graphical update. It just needs an engine update so it stops crashing. It needs to be brought back in to the eye of the public, so people will start making more modules so we can get the community back on track. We can get more campaigns, get all this stuff that's more fun to do, and we can actually have a community. Dragon Age 2, Inquisition, and Veilguard had none of that. Origins is still the best Dragon Age game by far. Not even close. Dragon Age 2 is a 4-5 out of 10. Inquisition is a 4-5 out of 10, and Veilguard is a 5-6 out of 10.
Coming at it from like the perspective of somebody who's like a fan of the series.
As a game, the stories is okay, except for Veilguard. Story of Veilguard is a 4-5 out of 10. I'd probably actually put it at 4. And yeah, the other stuff is much better.
1830.
1830. No. What happened to 1830?
Fuck! Combat is a joke. The boss fights are so frustrating. The attack patterns of them are pathetic.
Okay, but like the dragon fights were badass. I love the dragon fights. The dragon fights in Veilguard are the best in the series. By far. By far the best in the series. The dragon fights in Origins were just frustrating because you move a little bit too slowly. So if you're a melee character, you're just stuck. You're not able to properly damage them. And it becomes very annoying to fight them. But I mean, you can do it if you're tough enough. If both as a two-handed warrior and as a sword and shield warrior, you have ways of bypassing the stuff that the dragon does. Plus, the dragon is going to struggle to properly damage you because you're just so tough against the stat that the dragon uses, which is physical damage. If you have enough armor and you're in melee, the dragon isn't going to be able to damage you properly, so you're going to be fine. Still, it's a little annoying. It gets a little frustrating. The dragon fights in the dragon fight singular in Dragon Age. Actually, there's a secret one in the DLC, but it's just a bag of hit points. You just fucking whack it until it stops moving. The dragon fight in Dragon Age 2 is a little frustrating because he just keeps jumping away and then summoning a bunch of enemies to fight you. To me, it just turned into everybody's dead, and I'm just clearing shit with the cold damage. So whatever. But then again, that was most of my nightmare experience. So whatever. And then the dragon fights in Inquisition were just damage sponges. Like, eventually you figure out how to deal so much damage that it just dies instantly. But by then it's not even a fight, right? So, if you're playing normally, it's just boring. Both Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition. In Dragon Age Origins, it can get frustrating, but it's still engaging. The dragon fights in Veilguard were cool, except I guess for the Archdemon Razakael. We should have gotten to fight Lucican. That should have been the actual final boss of the game, not Elgar'nan, because Elgar'nan was just a pride demon.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, what? And then he's gonna go over to here, and then, oh my god!
Yes, by the way, every time that the companions would go, "Oh my god, bro, get the fuck out of the way!" and like the attack is already here. So like if I was listening for the companion instantly, like I'm already moving. Be quiet. God, that's so slow. That does look boring as hell.
Oh, and then there's two of them. What?
And then there's two, and then there's three.
It's literally this for 30 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, for me it was like it did that twice, and then I killed it because I was so overleveled. Ha!
What the fuck is
And
that?
there you go. That's right. That's right. See, you think it's over. This is phase 2. There's 3 phases. Guess what happens in phase 3? Guess what happens? Yeah. No, you're not even halfway done. You're not even halfway to go. No, put it back up. Get to work. This fight is so fucking garbage that they put checkpoints in the fight.
They did? That's hilarious.
Like they
if
know.
If you die in a phase, you don't have to start the fight over. That always feels cheap as fuck to me. It's like, no, I want to fight the proper boss, bro.
Oh, it's so bad that
That's so bad.
after
That's so
you
shitty.
kill the first one, you just respawn and fight the two of them at the same time. That's how bad it is. Took another 30 minutes. Yep.
Not one head, but 2 heads.
And then,
Yeah, and then you get 3 hits, obviously. But yeah, like this. I'm not gonna lie. I played on Nightmare. This is a skill issue on Joe's part. I'm sorry, Joe. This is a skill issue on your part. You just gotta deal fire damage. Like, you know you're gonna fight Darkspawn. You know they're weak to fire. You're a warrior. Just set yourself up to deal fire damage.
man.
Well-known and beloved characters show up.
Oh man.
I don't give a shit how much Twitter likes this new design for Dorian. It looks terrible. If I have to be told that an old character is that old character, you failed.
Look completely
And
different.
you failed.
Often
Of course.
far worse.
What the fuck?
Riker.
Who's this?
I look
That's
like
his
Riker.
Inquisition.
Alex said
Wait,
That's his
who the
Inquisitor.
fuck?
What the fuck?
That's his Inquisitor.
Riker.
I look like Riker.
And that's his Rook. What? What's his problem?
Alex said fun size.
Fun size record.
What's his problem
What
with
the
Joe's
hell
Rook?
happened to Morgan?
I don't think Morgan looks that bad. The only thing I think is bad is the fact that like they covered up her stomach. Like, why?
It's sad. bro.
Metrosexual Draenei.
It's really sad. This game was a disappointment.
Morgan
I think
was a
it was.
baddie.
So like he puts it as a 3.
We should have gotten Morgan midriff, and they took it from us. And we should have gotten Morgan talking about the hero for Relvin, and they took it from us. And for that reason, I hate this take on Morgan, because this take on Morgan exists only in Inquisition and Veilguard, and that's why I don't consider, and that's part of why I don't consider Veilguard a Dragon Age game, because as far as Veilguard is concerned, there's only ever been 2 Dragon Age games. And so because of that, as far as I'm concerned, there's only ever been 1.
Because he's like a fan of the old series. And so like for him, it's a 3 because it like makes the series worse.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a 6 because I don't really care about the series. I don't care about the lore.
Asmongold needs to play Origins. He would love it. Even if it's a more slow-paced game, I think he would like it. I don't think it's a stream game, because it's a lot of reading, and he's already stated that he doesn't like reading on stream. He should play Dragon Age Origins. Off stream. It's fine. Like, just sit down and play the game. I think that it would be good for him. I think he would enjoy it a lot.
I don't care.
And I think it might actually give him a greater appreciation for more text-heavy RPGs.
About the characters, I just wanted to see what kind of character building options I had and just play through the game, right?
Terrible
so
ones.
he played all of them. Yeah, so like that's why I said it was a 6. Like a 6 is that's it's not a 6. No, you think it's a 6. That like
It's a 5.
I'm not saying his opinion is invalid.
5.
I think his opinion is totally valid. I think mine is too.
I think like Chad is saying 6 is too high. I think it's a 5. I think it's a 5 out of 10 game.
Looking at it from a different way than he is.
And here's the thing. You cannot ever, if a game is not a solo entry, you cannot look at it as such. If a game, if a game is part of a franchise, you cannot look at that game as if it is a singular product. It is not. It is a part of a franchise. This game was supposed to be the climax of Dragon Age. This game was supposed to bring it all together. Not only did they throw out Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, they sequel baited us in the climax of the series, and they made a terrible game when it comes to companions. Seriously, everybody was hyped about the companions. Game comes out, silence. Everybody stopped talking about that. Everybody. We've got accounts who were dedicated to Dragon Age on Twitter. This game comes out, they fucking shut down. They stopped talking about Dragon Age entirely. Terrible, terrible game. That's the proof you have. Okay? You want to talk about an actually good RPG like this? We talk about Baldur's Gate 3. Okay? Baldur's Gate 3. Completely different experience from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Did anybody care? No. It was a great game. Great game. It had all of the woke shit in it, and it was still a good game. So this bullshit where people say, oh, I think you don't like the game. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. I don't like the writing here, because this was poorly written. Poorly fucking written. They were lazy. They didn't care to actually include the details properly. If you're going to make a game where the world, where the setting is actually progressive, you want to know what actual progressive world is? Hey, I'm gay. Okay. That's that conversation. Start and stop. Like, I'm non-binary. Okay. That's it? Yeah. What? So's Jeff, Jimmy, Zed, Zach, and Jade. Okay, you want me to call you they, them? That's fine. Let's get back to fighting the ancient elven gods of Elgernan and Gillenane. Okay?
That's all.
And Dragon Age Veilguard was very, very self-filleting.
If everything is bad,
very
then how's
annoying.
it a 6? Everything is not bad. Like, if you
It's
think
mid.
that everything is
mid.
bad, you haven't played a game that's bad.
Everything is mid, right? There's bad games. Veilguard is not bad. It's mid, and it doesn't respect what came before it, right? And not to mention, like, Origins. The first real reference to Origins is in the secret ending, where they sequel bait based on, like, oh, there was actually this evil shadow spirit wizard gang that was manipulating everything from the shadows. What? No.
Like, this game is
Nobody
not
liked
bad
that
the
shit.
way other games are bad.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
you want to talk about
This game isn't bad like that, like, right? The game has bad writing and has mid combat.
Bad? You talk about Star Wars Outlaws. Like, that game was
Bad story, bad combat, bad design, bad dev, bad everything, right? Bad dialogue. Like, that was just bad. That was a 3 out of 10 game, right? Veilguard is a 5 out of 10.
a piece of shit.
Holy shit, he has 70 hours in the game? I don't think I have 70 hours in Veilguard. I think I finished the game in 50. Has he even finished the game? What? Hold on a second. Yeah, I have 60 hours in Veilguard. I have almost every achievement. I'm missing 5 secret achievements, which I think are for like secret endings or are for like different endings or stuff. I should actually like reload the game and just get those endings again, but like I don't want to reinstall it. But like, holy fuck, bro has 70 hours in the game and 18 achievements? What?
Game was a 3. I'd probably be nice with that game being a 3.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's not good at all.
Yeah.
And so that was the really, really shitty one. It's broken. Yeah, it sucked dick. And like, let me think, are there any other games recently that I played that sucked big dicks? The beginning of this game, before they fixed it, sucked massive dicks. Let's see, besides that, oh man, D4.
Baldur's Gate 3 sucks dick, but in a nice way, because getting your dick sucked rocks.
It's too easy. I think we've got probably some more that probably suck dick. But Lords of the Fallen, whenever it came, this game sucked dick. That's definitely one of the games that's definitely not a 6. Now, they improved it, but before then, it was bad. And I think there's probably a couple others I could pick up and talk about. But either way, what I'm saying is that it's not a surprise people hated this.
Because here's the thing, not a lot of AAA games are like actual 4s and 3s, right? Most of them are 5s and 6s. The problem is, it's a 5 or a 6 that you're paying $70 for, or $60, or 60 euros if you're in Europe, right? Euro win. But like, I'm paying 60 euros or $70 for 5 out of 10? No, I'm not doing that. I'd rather pay 30 for 8 out of 10. I'd rather pay 40 for 10 out of 10, right? I'd rather pay nothing for 10 out of 10. Like, Path of Exile. Path of Exile 2, like, what the fuck? That looks to me like a 10 out of 10 game about to launch. At least 9 out of 10 if you're not that into it. And it's gonna be free. The only reason I still haven't, like, bought into it is because there's other RPGs that I want to play. And that looks sick. I'll probably play it on launch. But, like, yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 game. They were acting like Veilguard was going to reshape the franchise, reshape the genre, and then they didn't want to get compared to Baldur's Gate 3. Get the hell out of here.
This game. It really isn't. It's funny to me. It took him a month to make that review.
Of course it did. Bro was tweaking out. Bro was tweaking out.
Thank God. He finally did.
Yeah.
And so, now we all learned.
Yeah, man. It's sad. It's sad, and it's pathetic, and it's honestly more than a little bit humiliating that we were all waiting for this shit for 10 years. And I'll be honest. First time that I saw some stuff about the game where it was like it went from Dreadwolf, and some people talking about, oh, it's gonna be more like God of War. And I was like, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. My girlfriend looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're an idiot. It's gonna be bad." And I said, now hold on. God of War is a good game. It plays well. It's not terrible, right? Give it a chance. And she said, okay, but it's gonna be bad. And I said, give it a chance. And then they changed the name from Dreadwolf, badass name, by the way, to Veilguard. They shouldn't have changed it, by the way. Should have stayed Dreadwolf. I was a little bit, I don't see like I like that. Then the devs, the writers actually, started taking pot shots at people who didn't like the direction. And I was like, yeah, I don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing that. But okay. And like as the development cycle progressed and got closer and closer to the actual release date, I started to get a little bit more nervous, right? And eventually the game launched and I played it and I was 4 hours in. I was like, it's a 7 out of 10, but I get the feeling it's going to get worse. And it did. And it just kept getting progressively worse. The more I talked to people in the game, the more I explored the story, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And yeah, like there was a bit of a saving grace at the end with the ending being really cool, but like what the hell? You know, it's just what the hell. But that being said, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you've played Veilguard, what you thought about it. If you haven't played Veilguard, let me know what you think about it anyway. You know, but tell me, right? Like say, hey, I haven't played, I think this. And I have played, I think this, right? Let me know what you think about the game. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Cheers.